So if you have a video camera and you want to put it on YouTube, the free medium, you know, it's not many places where real people can just put out real things, you know, real eyes are starting to realize, and there's many people now waking up to their lies. And the more people that wake up, the more critical the mass gets. And what we need right now is starting to get more political active. Even the elitist groups like Zablinski and stuff, they're terrified. They're like scared. They're pissing their pants because of you on the internet watching these stuff. You're reading articles. You're searching for truth. And they can monitor anything you do. So they know how many you are. And they're afraid. Because I know that worldwide we're about like 1 billion people right now thinking about the same things. We got out of their lives and out of their three-dimensional reality where everything is just being force-fed to us, and we just have to agree with everything they say, even though we know it's not right. But we feel like one people alone can't do anything. Okay, people are starting to get sick from the conspiracies as well, because there's so much crap to read about on the internet, and you feel helpless. You can't do anything about it. You can just read about the crap. So if you start making movements and start making things happen, then real change can really come. This is for the English-speaking world. We know that you're terrified about the weapon warfare going on and the doomsday machine that the elite put in Norway. So actually, we're responsible for all the tragedy going out in the world right now. Brazil is having snow. They don't have even winter clothes, you know, they're freezing to death. Penguins are starting to freeze to death as well. And Russia, we know as well that Russia is being harped and being chemtrailed. Now they have extreme heat waves. This is not normal weather type. The world has always been stable. That's why you have so many people living here. If it was that violent as it is like this time of the period forever, people wouldn't have been here. So they try to tell you that this is global warming. And what is global warming? You know, I used to grow some things in my bedroom. And when you have a CO2 sensor, you can start to like do things in practice, you know? And I started realizing that, wow, my plants loved CO2. They grew bigger, you know? And what does that mean? That it gets more oxygen. So plants need CO2. This is a big scam and a big lie. Tell them about that, you know? So the Global Club of Rome, a secret network of people, have gotten together in 1970, and they have the aristocracy behind them. They have the Vatican, they have the global elite, the moneymakers. They got up with an idea that we need to create a new enemy. We had the war on drugs, we had the communism, we had something that formed an alliance of nations to fight a war. Now the war is you, because you breathe CO2, you know? They tell you go kill yourself because you're breathing CO2. That doesn't even make sense. So you even heard about Bill Gates coming out there and saying that we should drastically reduce the human population with vaccines. And you have other stuffs like John Holdren, the Obama advisor. He said this in 1970, that we need to put sterilants, we need to put poison, small bits and amounts that won't kill them instantly, because that would make us look guilty, you know. If people just started drinking from their tap water and dying, nobody would drink no more. So what do? We put a little bit and little bit and little bit. That's how they poison us with the chemtrails as well. They don't give you big doses, but over like 5 or 10 years, you're going to probably have been breathing in a couple of micrograms of things that you don't even know what is. They found nanoparticles. They found morgellons. They found the barium. They found pathogens, microbes, bacteria is being sprayed in the air. People say that I believe in doomsday. I don't believe in doomsday, but I believe that people out here that are running our world are creating a false doomsday-like scenario where the earth is just turning violent. You'll have one earth catastrophe, you have a flooding, you have tornadoes, hurricanes. They start with once a year, they increase to once a month, then they increase to once a week, and in the end, it will be every day. But it's not real, it's fake. They're pushing buttons, you know? New World Order. They're pushing all these buttons. As they said long time ago in 1940, they met in the Bilderberg groups and the Rockefellers, and all these people got together and sat around the table and said that we need to do something because now there's too many people after the World War II, and we cannot have a sustainable way of living because we cannot give away too much. We need to have them keeping running on a hamster wheel, you know. So they said that too many people, we need to kill them. And in 1940, that was, they started these plans. It actually goes way farther back. In 1800, they had these propaganda saying the population explosion, and the grandson of Charles Darwin, he said that we should put stimulants in their food supplies and their drinking supplies to like control the population. This is all about global depopulation. You see nations going to war against each other. You have Russia, you have America, you have Iran. They're all fighting on the television and saying, oh, you have this and we're going to come bomb you. But this is all bullshit because they're all just spraying their own people. They're all agreed, and they have these contracts where they got together and said that we should have 5% of the world living and the rest have to perish from the earth. So I don't want to die yet because this life is good. And I know a lot of you out there also have a good life. So it's not worth giving up this fight. And what is HAARP? What is it doing? It's beaming up the ionosphere. They call it a ionospheric heater. That's actually quite cynical of them to say that we're fighting global warming, but at the same time they're using like millions of watts to fire up the ionosphere. This is actually creating global warming. So they're just fooling us, right? You probably noticed it. You lost your hair because they put stuff in the water. I'm joking, man. I know that a lot of you out here, you're tired. You don't know what we should do. But we're going to have a meeting this Sunday in Sandlakeveien 16. If any of you guys, you feel that you have some ideas, some way of going forward and meet people and start creating more demonstrations, or have way of, we should put up like speech experts. I'm not the best speaker, I'm just a journalist, but the ones who think they can go into debates on television, we need you guys. We need you now, you know? Who are the experts on the different topics? Who knows vaccines? Who knows 9/11? Who knows Bilderberg groups? We need to get all those people together and create this movement. So when the day comes, when all of you out there have maybe 5 or more friends of you with you, and we're like 1 million out in the streets, we should have something, a new system, a new way of life and a new way of thinking ready for the people, so they don't just go out there and start a revolution and just crash everything up. And what happens in the end of the day?